Alright, so today I'm going to show you how to overclock your CPU. I'm just going to show you the basics of it. I'm going to show you how to change the front side bus, how to change the CPU multiplier, and even the voltage. Alright, so before we begin, we're going to need two pieces of software. One is called Orthos, and the other is Everest. Now, Orthos stresses your CPU and tests if it's stable. And Everest will show you your temperatures. So the first step is to start with a completely turned off computer. Right. So all you do is you turn it on, and you have to get into the BIOS. So for those who don't know, just all you have to do is right here, you just press delete and it gets into the BIOS. This is basically where it's the control panel of your computer. Okay, so you got all the menus up here and all the sub menus down here. And basically, this is the P35 chipset. I'm not sure exactly what version of BIOS this is, but it's probably a bit older, and not all BIOS are the same. This is a Asus P5K, so it's a bit older. And basically, in this BIOS, you move across to advanced and jumper free configuration. You change, both of these are on auto when you come in, and you change them both to manual, like that. And basically what you have, what that pretty much unlocks is the ratio, the front side bus, and the voltage. So basically, to find the speed that your CPU is running at, you times the front side bus by the multiplier. So in this case it's 2.6. And basically all you do is you scroll to the front side bus and you change this number to, say, in my case, 400. So 400 times 8 is 3.2. Just press enter, and there you go, 3.2 gigahertz. Now, I recommend that you read reviews and instructions from other people with their CPUs, because you can potentially destroy your CPU. You could cook it. Yeah, basically every megahertz that your CPU is running at is 1000 cycles, and every cycle heat is created. So the higher your clock, like the higher speed you are running at, the more temperature will be created, and temperature is what kills computer hardware, basically. So for heavy overclocking, you need a good cooler. Like for low overclocking, you know, the standard cooler is fine, there's nothing wrong with it. So once you have reached the limit that your computer will run stable at, you may need to increase your CPU voltage. Now this is probably the most dangerous thing you could do. So you need to make sure you read reviews, make sure you read other people's instructions who have already done it. And you always, for beginners, you always increase it by only 1. You know, and then you run it, you see if it's stable. If it's not, then you increase it to the next one, and then you keep going. And on air, you should never get anywhere near 1.5 volts. Now most new CPUs run at 1.3 volts. Now, because mine's older, it's an E6 750, it's stock at 1.3 volts. So, for instance, I can run up to 3.4 gigahertz on standard voltage, which is 1.35. But if I wanted to run 3.6 gigahertz, I would have to increase mine to 1.3875 volts. Now, to do this, you need good cooling, or else it will get a lot hotter. By doing this, when it is, when it is running, like flat out, you'd add an extra 10 degrees on average. Alright, now one more thing. you need to leave your voltage, for those who aren't going to change it, they need to change it from auto, it'll be auto like that, to whatever their stock voltage is. So you have to look it up on the internet and find out what your stock voltage is and just change it to that, or else it'll change it to something higher, and it could be very high and dangerous. Okay, so basically all you do once you've done, so this is 3.2, I don't need a voltage change for this. So once again, you need to see reviews on the internet, you know, people who have already done it, because every CPU is different. Some can handle higher clocks, others can't, others can handle higher voltages. Like, you have to be sure. Alright, so once you're done, all you do is you go to exit and you exit and save changes, and then basically I'll just double check just to see. Yep. Basically that'll save it. Your computer will reboot and you will be running at your clock speed that you've selected. Alright, so once it's booted up, if it has booted successfully, sometimes it won't. Sometimes you could have a blue screen, you won't even get into Windows, it'll freeze, whatever. If that does happen, well, you're either going to have to increase the voltage or lower the clock speed. So once you're in, open Orthos and Everest. Now there's other stress testing programs. I find that Orthos is pretty reliable, pretty well known, so I tend to use that. Right, so basically you just select where are we? Blend, which is stresses the CPU and the RAM, and all you do is you click start, and that will test it. As you can notice, it's running full power, and while you're doing this, you might want to check your temperatures to see what the maximum temperature is. So these two here are the most important ones that you need to watch. This top one where it says 17 is not the temperature that you need to watch. You need to watch these two down here. This is a pretty good temperature. You don't really want it to get over 60 degrees. Well, if it gets over 60 degrees, it's not really ideal. You can run it at up to probably 100 degrees, fine, but 60 degrees is the safe limit that I recommend. So if you found this video useful, or if you have any questions, just leave a comment, subscribe. Yep, there'll be plenty more videos like this coming, even better ones, a lot of gaming videos, a lot of hardware, i7s, i5s, latest motherboards, everything. So stay tuned.